call the meeting to order, and we do a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mrs. Franks.
Mayor Kindle.
Present.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Present.
Councilwoman Foster.
Present.
Councilwoman LaPratte.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Here.
Councilwoman Williams.
Present.
Councilman Tucson.
Present.
City Manager Szymanski.
Here.
City Attorney Duwally.
Okay, I need a motion for the approval of the minutes.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to accept, receive, and file the minutes of the regular city council meeting held March 16th, 2026, and to receive and file the minutes of the Beautification Commission meeting held October 27th, 2025, the Board of Review meetings held on this has 3 dates here. Okay, March 9th, March 23rd, and March 25th. Oh, yes, of course. And the Planning Commission meeting held March 25th.
Support.
Okay, in discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
the Beautification Commission meeting minutes seem to come to us very late, and I know there were several items on their minutes that were upcoming events. I would just like to mention to the commission that getting their minutes in a more timely way would be wonderful. So thank you.
Any other further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this is public comments on agenda items only. You have a moment to come up there to speak on the agenda item only.
Mine is, Roger Crass, 21401 Bournemouth. Mine is on a new agenda, number 12, Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes. We got fined $10,000 for not having water samples put in, but the thing I'm questioning is, it was paid on April 2nd. City Council didn't vote on it. We didn't have a meeting on April 6th because somebody went on vacation, and this check was sent out, and I just want to know what's going on with that. And we got fined $10,000 because people were not sending in their water samples like they were supposed to. So I'm suggesting that you fine those people so we get our $10,000 back. Because people that did shouldn't have to pay this fine out of any kind of fund or anything like that. That's all I wanted to know. I wanted to know why it was paid on the 2nd when we had no approval by City Council, or did they do it secretly over the phone?
Anyone else have anything like to address? Okay, moving on. That takes us to the consent agenda. I need a resolution.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to approve the consent agenda, items 1 through 14, with number 14 being an appointment to the Board of Review as an alternate for Mark Modlin for an unexpired term ending January of 2029. And Mr. Modlin is here. Mr. Modlin, raise your hand. There he is. He's an engineer at Ford. So,
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Any discussion? Who seconded it?
Support.
Support. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Regarding the Command Communications and Motorola Solutions payments for, police radios and dispatch unit, I'm just curious, are we protected in any way? I know that the Conference of Wayne is the one that initiated or at least got the proposal. And when it came to the vendor choice, I know that the vendors are based on FBI requirements, and that Grosse Pointe Farms is on the Motorola purchase. I'm just curious if somehow the vendor fails us, will we be the ones that have to pay the fines that are associated with this?
What fines?
that if our radios are not in compliance, then the community, we get fined by the FBI or whatever it is.
I'm not sure. As far as protections go, we're pretty satisfied. The guy who handles the radios over at Grosse Pointe Farms, Ted Roney, is very up to date on all this. He did the research. He found us this company out of Texas, got us a group rate. So as far as protections, if the encryptions aren't complete, I don't think there's a concern about that.
Okay.
Our biggest push is this has to be done by October of this year, or the FBI is saying they will issue sanctions. We don't know what those sanctions are. We don't want to take our chances.
Yeah.
And is this any different from what we've been doing?
Yes, this is different. This is a higher level of encryption. This is basically so the common person can't monitor police radio transmissions on their phone. Because as it stands right now, I could pull up an app on my phone and you could hear everything that's going on. That's for officer safety. That's for criminals that may be monitoring to hear where the police are at if they're planning on something.
Right.
And that's also to protect the public for criminal investigation checks that may be done over the radio, privacy issues. So I hope that answers your question, Councilwoman.
It does. It's just, I'm hoping that, this particular radio company,
Yeah.
is going to meet the needs that.
Yeah, we put a lot of trust into Ted Roney, and I'm not concerned about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Before you leave, Madam Mayor, may I come over?
Excuse me?
Does this have anything to do, is this connected at all with the cameras that we have up that do?
Nothing to do with cameras. No, this is strictly police radios.
Just the radios.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, are there any further discussions? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, that takes us to old business, and we have none, so that leads us to new business, city manager's report.
Okay, new business item number 1, appeal hearing, Fly Social LLC, revocation of business license. Mayor and council, at your last meeting, we scheduled an appeal hearing to consider the revocation of the business license at 19306 Kelly Road, Fly Social. The city attorney and Deputy Chief Steger will be in attendance to present evidence and conduct the hearing. Therefore, it is my recommendation that the hearing be opened and the floor be turned over to the city attorney and deputy chief.
Support.
Resolution?
A motion,
I
okay,
need a
is
motion.
recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I make the motion to open the appeal hearing on the revocation of the business license of 19306 Kelly Road.
Support.
Right. Appeal hearing is open.
Good evening, Council. This is the appeal hearing for Fly Social after an investigation, and it was determined that it's recommended that the business license be revoked due to certain activity that's been going on at Fly Social. I would tell Council that they are sitting as the fact finders in this case, and the ultimate finders of if there's reasonable suspicion to revoke the license of Fly Social. So this isn't a back and forth. There's no questioning or talking. It is, I'm going to conduct the hearing, witnesses will be called, testimony will be elicited, and then counsel, as you listen to the facts, similar to a jury, where a jury listens to the facts and eventually renders their opinion based upon those facts.
Okay.
In addition to that, I would also say that the investigation remains open. So please understand certain questions. I don't want anybody stepping into or exceeding what we should be doing here. The only thing we're doing here is looking at whether the business license of Fly Social should be revoked.
Okay.
We're not talking about any criminal sanctions.
Okay. Thank you. And you will be handling that correctly?
The hearing.
All right, you're in.
Okay. And with that being said, if there is a representative from Fly Social who's appearing on their behalf?
Hello, City Attorney and council members. I am the Operations Manager for Fly Social.
Okay. And you're going to be providing the testimony on behalf of Fly Social?
Absolutely. Testimony and also, as you mentioned, some fact-finding questions if they are allowable to be answered.
Hang on just a minute. We're going to swear you in.
Okay.
Very simply, if you could just raise your right hand, and do you swear to tell the truth in this hearing today?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, it's your appeal. It's your time. You make your statement.
Absolutely. So thank you all for having me and giving us the time to speak. I want to start by introducing you all to Fly Social. Formed in 2023, this is a new and growing business where we do a few different merchandises for our clothing as well as record distribution. So with us being a brand, we're not just a building that's located on Kelly, we're actually a community-involved business. We actually have been participating with you all, City of Harper Woods neighborhood program of community mindfulness. We do mentoring, we do community cleanups, just anything to work collectively with the City of Harper Woods. As the city attorney did mention, there was an investigation of which we have been very collaborative with the police department to see how we can rectify and remedy anything that is being investigated. Also, just want to note to you guys, we are newer entrepreneurs in the city, so anything you guys can do to work with us to get over this hump and continue to add to the thriving City of Harper Woods, we're open to. That's it for me.
I have a few questions.
Oh, go ahead.
What is your position with Fly Social?
Operations manager, so when you think of policy and procedure, daily things like that. And it is a remote position as well.
Okay, are you considered a member of the LLC?
No, I'm a consultant, so an employee.
Do you have articles of organization?
For Fly Social, yes.
Do you know the members?
Yes, Mr. Mark Shelton, and I do believe that there may be 2 or 3 other members on there. I will have to check the paperwork to be certain.
Okay. How about Larry Bryant? Who is he?
Larry doesn't ring a bell, but once again, if he is somewhere located on the paperwork, I will have to see that.
Emmanuel Clark?
I can't be certain unless I have, like I said, the
I
articles.
want you to guess. Please don't guess. If you
No, not at all.
No, that's fine, but please don't guess.
Absolutely.
It's not a guessing game. How long have you been with Fly Social?
Once again, like I mentioned, I'm a consultant. So since the formation, just helping them with foundations when you think of business development, LLC, EIN, and then once again, when I say daily operations, things of that sort.
Who is Makita Walker?
We have many clientele. I'm not really sure. Unless it's a VIP customer, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
People sign the paperwork for licenses within the City of Harper Woods. These are names that I'm getting off the licenses.
Okay.
You don't know these names?
No, once again, I just do the business formation. When it comes to the policies and daily operations, I will have to ask the owner who exactly the people are, the managing members.
Right. Do you know how many members in the organization there is on the LLC?
I will have to have it in front of me to know for sure. I don't want to guess, as you mentioned.
Any employees other than yourself as a consultant?
Oh, for sure. Well, not as a consultant capacity, but actual in-store employees, yes.
What about security guards?
We do have security as well.
How many?
I believe it's 3 guys that rotate different shifts.
Are they armed?
2 of them are, and they do have paperwork for that as well.
Do you have a lease on the building that you're in currently?
Absolutely, and it's been a past lease that has been active as well as kept up with the lease payments.
And again, could you describe to me what Fly Social is precisely?
Absolutely. Fly Social is a brick and mortar where we also distribute music as well as merchandise. When you think about the latest fashion or accessories, we do that as well. We do offer the artists complimentary consultations if they do want something that goes alongside their brand. Let's say they have a scooter song. They want to have a scooter accessory to go on purses, things of that sort. We do offer that concierge.
Okay, where do you buy your material from, your clothing material?
We do a few different vendors, online vendors, out-of-state vendors.
Can you name any for me?
Yes, Shein, DH Gate, things of that sort.
Insofar as this record distribution, that's not part of the license that was filed with the city of Detroit, with Harper Woods.
Well, it was consulting and entertainment, so it kind of falls under that umbrella from our understanding. As I mentioned again, we are newer.
Documentation?
Oh, I don't mind. I don't want to contest what you're saying, but what I am saying is with us being newer, we do believe that entertainment was a part of the filing.
Well, the licenses, and I can show you them if necessary, are for, first it was clothing in 203, 223, Social Clothing Lounge, and then it was changed in 2024 to a Social Gaming Video Lounge. Nothing you described to me is a social gaming lounge.
Well, actually, we do socialize when it comes to the different artists that come in. They socialize with other networking opportunity of businesses. So very much so social. And then I also want to point out, with us being a newer business, we're always thinking of ways to be innovative, ways to keep up with the culture as well as the trend. So when we did think of that gaming component, and then lastly, the music.
Okay. So on 19306 Kelly Road, which is the brick and mortar Fly Social, if I went in there, I'd find clothing.
Yeah, you would. You might actually find some that maybe your grandkids, if you have any, will love to have a look at it and like.
And if I went in there, I would find recording artists' material. Is that correct?
Yes, as well as a studio, a professional studio as well.
Okay. When was the last time you were in Fly Social?
Well, I typically try to drop off the guys' donuts every 2 weeks, so I would say about 2 weeks ago, maybe the beginning of April.
Were you at Fly Social on August 15th of 2025 when the search warrant was executed?
I was not.
You can't provide me with any information as to what happened on that date then?
I cannot, and to be very honest with you, the owner has been also trying to be collaborative, like I said, once again with Harper Woods, to see what other information we can get, as well as provide to you.
Correct?
He is not here tonight.
So we won't have any information about what's actually going on in Fly Social, according to the owner.
Not from the owner's recollection. However, if there is another separate time that I can set up for you guys, whether in person or virtual, we would love to do that.
Well, this is the hearing on whether you'll have your license or not.
Yeah.
I would think it would be important to have the owner and other members here to help with your testimony.
Absolutely. Life has happened,
I understand that you
though.
don't have the information, understand that, but I don't know why somebody else didn't come with you.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, life has happened with his family that he has to tend to, so that's why I'm here as his operations manager.
But there's other members in the LLC, correct?
There are other members in the LLC.
And there's-
Other members, some that do live out of state as well.
But nobody else is here but you, correct?
I am here. I'm what you guys have for Fly Social.
Okay. Now, on the, and again, I don't know if you can provide any meaningful testimony, but on the license, it provides not only the date and time, or the times when the business is open, but it also provides about how you have to be a member to get inside.
No, not necessarily a member to get inside. You have to be a member to get access to other parts of the buildings, like where the gaming and the recording studio are.
Okay, how does that come about?
It's come about with security as well as a scheduled routine as far as the staff who's going to be managing different sections of the building at what time.
If I subpoenaed your records, could I find a list of those names of the people who have come in?
Absolutely.
Who would I subpoena?
Fly Social will be Mark Shelton.
Do you have any information about the search warrant that was executed in August of 2025 as to the items that were found within Fly Social?
I am not privy to that information.
Do you have no knowledge of what was discovered or what wasn't discovered?
No, we have been trying to capture a copy of the search warrant, but that has not been successful.
Did the owner make you privy to what happened that evening?
He has not. I have just been trying to get it from the source, which is the police report, which I have not been
Did you
able.
get it from the owner?
I did not at this
Any
time.
of the members tell you what happened that evening?
Not at this time.
Quite frankly, I have no further questions for you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
At this time, I would like to call from Michigan State Police, who have graciously appeared today. I believe it is Detective Owen Hall.
Good evening, council.
And again, simply, if you could just raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth at this hearing tonight?
I do.
Thank you. Deputy Chief Stager is just giving you some pictures by way of background that we'll be referring to.
Thank you.
Detective Hall, good evening. Would you please tell council a little of your background and training in becoming part of the Michigan State Police?
Yes, just a brief overview. I've been in law enforcement for about 10 years. I spent 3 years with the Detroit Police Department. I've been with the Michigan State Police for 7 years. And I've been a part of the marijuana and tobacco investigation section for about 3.5 years. And I was acting in that capacity on the date, or I guess during this investigation.
Okay. And you were the officer in charge of the investigation regarding Fly Social and the search warrant that was executed in August of 2025? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what first led you to begin the investigation of Fly Social?
Yes, in October of 2025, we received information that Fly Social, located at 19306 Kelly Road in the city of Harper Woods, was possibly operating as an illegal marijuana dispensary.
And so after that, what did you do?
Upon receiving that information, we contacted the Michigan Cannabis Regulatory Agency, which is the administrative body responsible for issuing all marijuana facility licensing and enforcing the administrative rules and regulations for all licensed marijuana facilities in the state of Michigan. According to the Cannabis Regulatory Agency, Fly Social was not a licensed marijuana facility.
And you conducted an investigation, would that be accurate?
Yes.
What did your investigation entail?
During the investigation, we observed publicly available videos and social media posts showing individuals displaying marijuana and firearms at Fly Social. Images and videos of individuals engaging in illegal gambling at Fly Social were also observed. Throughout the investigation, confidential informants purchased marijuana from Fly Social on 4 separate occasions. The purchased products were later confirmed to be marijuana by additional lab testing.
So you actually had people who went into Fly Social and purchased illegal marijuana, correct?
Yes.
Since Fly Social was not a licensed marijuana facility, correct?
Yes.
And this all occurred at 19306 Harper Avenue in the city of Harper Woods, correct?
19306 Kelly, yeah. On Kelly Road, yes.
Any other contraband discovered while you were there?
After reviewing the case, just a brief summary of some of the things that we recovered from the store, which is approximately 41 pounds of marijuana flower, 1,400 prepackaged bags and jars containing anywhere from 3.5 grams to 7 grams of marijuana flower, $1,631 in cash, 5 firearms, including 1 AR-style pistol and 1 stolen pistol out of the city of Detroit, and items that are commonly used to commit credit card fraud, such as emboss machines and skimmer devices.
Just to circle back for a minute, you presented all of this information to Judge Metry to obtain a warrant, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were issued a warrant
That's correct.
and executed the warrant, correct?
That's correct.
Did you leave a copy of the warrant with anybody there?
That and a tabulation of all the items that we seized on that date.
Thank you. Do you recall who you left it with offhand?
We left it with one of the individuals who identified himself as an employee. He was not taken into custody, so we left those documents with him at the store.
Yeah. Just briefly, we have passed out some pictures, which you should have in front of you, as well as council should have in front of them. I know you can't see it from there necessarily, but you should have a copy of this in front of you. Do you?
I do not have physical copies, ma'am. I have a USB with images, but I think I can work with what you have there.
Okay, and council has a copy of these pictures as well. Were these pictures taken by the state police?
During the execution of the search warrant, yes.
Okay, very good. And if you could just describe the first picture as just the outside of Fly Social, is that correct?
Yes, this is the front of the building, viewing it from Kelly Road.
And the next picture?
This would be the back of the building from the alleyway as it appeared on the date of the search warrant.
When you executed the search warrant, how many officers were in attendance, if you know offhand, approximately?
Approximate guess would be about 20 or so.
Significant amount of officers to fully encompass Fly Social, correct, when they went inside?
Yes.
The third picture, could you describe something? Describe these pictures, the third picture, please.
Yes, the third picture here, this is standing behind the sales counter facing Kelly Road. Just for the council, just please note that we could not provide all of the pictures as we had witnesses, suspects, and other people inside of the store. And these pictures were used just to conceal their identities as the investigation is still active. But this picture was taken behind the counter, facing out towards Kelly Road. So as you will see on the other side of the sales counter in the bulletproof glass, it's like a lounge area. There are chairs, there's television, and things like this. Behind the sales counter, if you look on the floor there's some bins on the ground. These are some of the prepackaged marijuana bags that we recovered, that it was ready for sale. And I think that's it for this picture.
And did you test the material or have it tested?
Yes,
And it came back positive for marijuana?
yes,
Okay, so there's no dispute that that's what this is, was marijuana, correct?
none at all.
And the next picture?
This would be standing at the other end of the sales counter. As you can see on the right side of the picture there, on the sales counter, there's more prepackaged marijuana flower. Those bins all on the floor there by the sales counter, and you can see some of the bins that are actually in the shelves underneath the sales counter there. We found most of the prepackaged marijuana flower there, and we had several firearms recovered from the front sales counter as well.
Okay, and we'll move on to the next picture.
This picture was taken in the back room, which we described it as like the marijuana packaging / processing room. As you will see here, there's a lot of heat seal bags, which is which are commonly used to package and seal up the marijuana flower for sale and distribution.
So this represents, and what is consistent in your experience as an area where they would take the marijuana, where we had some in bulk flowers, and package it up for sale?
Yes.
And the next picture?
This picture shows, this was marijuana that was seized from within a safe that was located in the back marijuana processing packaging room. Some of these items were recovered from the safe and some are on some of the counters back there as well. So what you're seeing here is bulk marijuana flower, prepackaged marijuana flower bags in heat seal packages, among other marijuana items.
When you entered the building of Fly Social, was it apparent that marijuana, at least to your eye, was laying around?
Yes, prior to searching anything, our procedure is to take photographs of the venue as it appears before we touch anything. And so the pictures that you're actually looking at prior to this on the sales counter, that was how it appeared on that date. This was removed from the safe, this particular picture.
Okay, so the marijuana was open and laying out by the counters when you entered, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the next picture.
So this picture here, this shows, this was what we believe was being utilized as a cash register. As you can see, there are low denomination bills. Beneath this drawer, you can see more prepackaged marijuana flower in the heat seal bags.
And moving on to the last couple of pictures.
This picture here shows 2 firearms that we recovered from underneath the sales counter. The black pistol on the right there, as you can see on the right side of the image, if I recall correctly, that is the pistol that was reported stolen out of the city of Detroit.
And the last picture.
And the last picture here shows some more marijuana, bulk marijuana flower with some scales that is commonly used to measure marijuana for the distribution and sale of the marijuana flower.
Now, in a typical investigation, when you make your report, you try to be as accurate as possible, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you notice any clothing racks, anything for sale of that nature with price tags or that looked like it was going to be sold?
As you actually can see in one of the photos behind the sales counter, there was several like single t-shirts or single jerseys. There was not like racks of shirts or anything of that sort that I recall seeing.
Did you see any video recording? And when I say recording is artists who might, I don't know, make a CD or something of that nature. Did you see any of that type of instruments there?
I do not recall seeing any rooms inside of that location that I would consider to be a recording studio or for recording CDs like you mentioned.
Okay. What about gaming apparatus? Any, I don't know much about gaming, quite frankly, but anything that would suggest that there was people in there playing video games?
No.
And as you said, there was more pictures. This is just the few that we could show without disturbing the integrity of the investigation. Is that correct?
Yes.
I think that's all I have for you. I appreciate you coming here tonight. Thank you so much. I am going to let the officers leave at this point, so that we can move on and have Deputy Chief Stager testify next. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
One more time, very simply, do you swear to tell the truth in this hearing this evening?
I do.
Good evening, Deputy Chief Stager. If you would, for council, most of us know who you are, but just for the sake of the record, if you would please just give a brief background of your police training and your current position with the City of Harper Woods.
Yes, I'm currently the Deputy Chief of the Harper Woods Police Department. My name's Ted Stager. I've been with this police department for over 26 years. I've been in Michigan law enforcement for over 30 years. I've been in charge of our Detective Bureau since 2012. I've held the position of Deputy Chief since 2015. My role is to oversee all investigations within the City of Harper Woods, to include conducting the investigations myself.
Thank you. Now, you were involved as the Deputy Chief with the City of Harper Woods with the investigation of Fly Social, is that correct?
That is correct.
And you are aware of the warrant that was issued and executed in August of 2025, correct?
Yeah, but just for correction, the execution was November of 2025.
Okay. Okay. Prior to that incident, were there any other calls to Fly Social that had some concern with regard to criminal activities?
Yes, ma'am. If I have some notes here, if I may.
Sure.
And just to put on the record to City Attorney DeWally, I know you had spoken to the representative for Fly Social. I don't think I got her name, but I do know that the 2025 application is in the name of Lawrence Bryant, and the application for the 2026 application is in the name of Lawrence Bryant, and Mr. Lawrence Bryant is here tonight. I just wanted to point that out.
I appreciate that. I can't force anybody to testify who won't testify.
Just wanted to note it for the record.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I suspected as much.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. So the first business license was approved back in June of 2023, again with the business being a social clothing lounge. What that means to this date, I don't know. But regardless, in December of 2023, there was a burglary at Fly Social at 3:03 a.m. where officers responded. At that time, the officers discovered a stolen vehicle that had driven through the back of Fly Social and then ransacked the inside of the business. Officers arrived as well as representatives for Fly Social. Specifically, the representatives at that time were Emmanuel Clark and Mark Shelton, who I think you've heard those names already. They were both representatives for the store, and they were in the store with the officers. There was body camera footage at that time that the officers were in the store, documenting damage, condition of the building, so on and so forth. I reviewed that body camera footage, and you can clearly see from the body camera footage numerous prepackaged items of marijuana or suspected marijuana from the photos, all over the place, to include several right underneath the feet of Mr. Mark Shelton. And again, that was in December of 2023.
If I could just stop you for a minute.
Yes.
And, the damage to Fly Social was extensive?
Very significant. They drove a stolen truck right through the back of the building.
Okay, thank you.
And the reason I bring up this incident is not only because of the narcotics package for sale visible at that time, but also the lack of cooperation from the Fly Social representatives. We have a truck went through a building, who knows what was stolen from the car or from the business, yet they clearly stated on the record they don't want to file a police report. They're going to handle it themselves. Very suspicious. In January of 2024, the new license was for, again, the Social Gaming Video Lounge. Again, maybe you guys can help me with what that means. I don't know. The licensee was Emmanuel Clark and Lawrence Bryant. On March 3rd of 2024, there was another burglary at the business. At that time, there were several people inside the Fly Social that were refusing to come out of the building. Once there were numerous Harper Woods police officers and Detroit police officers at the scene, banging on the door, ordering them to come out. They did in fact come out. The first individual at the door identified himself as a security guard, and he was wearing a bulletproof vest. They indicated at that time that they heard a loud boom, and then they investigated, and then shots were fired from the suspects who fled in a vehicle. Well, one vehicle was left at the scene, which was another stolen vehicle. There were 21 shell casings at that scene, all 9mm, a group behind the building in the alley, and a group on the side street next to the building. I found the explanation for those shell casings inconsistent. And I say that because if you're in a vehicle fleeing a scene from a B&E that just got disrupted from the security guards, you're probably taking off at quite a rapid speed. If you're driving and firing shots, you're going to have shell casings starting from where it starts to where they stop firing.
So you're saying, with your experience as a police officer after all these years on the force, you wouldn't expect to see what you found of the shell casings if somebody was leaving the scene of the accident?
Correct. It was not consistent with that. It was more consistent with somebody on foot firing shots, maybe running towards a vehicle that was fleeing from them and firing another series of shots. And again, nothing wanted to be pursued from the representative from Fly Social. In November 16th of 2024, there was another burglary. At that time, the representative indicated that he was not sure what items were stolen, but he would submit an itemized list to the police at a future date. There was never, up as recent as today when I checked again, there was never any items submitted that were stolen. And something else important with all three of these incidents, there was nothing inside these stores from body camera footage, when we had body camera footage, that would indicate there was any type of legitimate clothing, gaming store whatsoever. Yeah, there was a couple hats here, a couple shirts there, but it wasn't a business. The most prevalent item in that store was narcotics and other contraband, to include firearms.
If I could just, again, interrupt you for a second here. If you could explain to council, we have these three incidences which are serious in nature. Crimes have taken place, shots fired, narcotics discovered, and the owners didn't want to pursue charges. What was your position as to what was going on at that time?
Well, here's what I know based on experience. Illegal narcotic dispensaries are targeted severely in the Metro Detroit area and everywhere else in Detroit because they know that it's not going to be investigated by the police. So 9 out of 10 times, it won't be reported to police because, again, it's an illegal organization. And the only reason that we were involved is because of people in the community coming forward and calling on behalf of being a concerned citizen in the area.
Probably hearing perhaps the car slam into the back of the facility,
Big
perhaps?
booms, gunshots, of course, all of that.
And with regard, because there were suspected illegal narcotics at the facility at this time, and action wasn't taken. Why is that? Can you explain that in terms of an investigation?
So we were aware pretty early on of the illegal activity at Fly Social. It's not uncommon for an organization like this to be investigated by other entities. There's a process that we follow where we determine or inquire from the Metro Detroit area police departments if anybody else is investigating that business for similar activity or even something different. And when there's other entities much larger than the city of Harper Woods who are already conducting investigations, which may include, the Michigan State Police, the DEA, the FBI, we're going to stand down and offer assistance if and when needed.
So in essence, there's more of a coordinated effort. There might be other entities out there, and you have to get that coordination in place before you can really pursue further.
Absolutely. An investigation like this, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so we have the 3 burglaries that have happened, shots being fired, and then we have the investigation by MSP, which you heard, not only heard, but you were part of, if not on scene, you were part of that group that looked at the evidence and you knew what was inside of Fly Social, correct?
Correct.
Subsequent to that raid, if you will, did you pursue this investigation further?
Yes, in a sense. Again, understanding this was still an active criminal investigation, but I still wanted to follow up to see, one, is this organization going to stop this illegal activity since the execution of the search warrant? So myself and other Harper Woods detectives conducted numerous hours, both before the search warrant and after the search warrant, to monitor, observe what was taking place at Fly Social, both before the search warrant and, more importantly, after.
What did you discover?
So I guess we'll just focus on after the search warrant, unless you want me to go back, but it's all consistent. So the doors are always open for business. When I say doors, the door on the Kelly Road side and the door on the alley side. Any Joe Blow could walk in the store. 99.9% of anybody walking in that store is what's considered a short stay. You walk in there, you're in there for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and you're out the door. I've never seen anybody carrying any gaming equipment in or out. I never saw anybody carrying any clothing items out of there. We actually took a photograph of an individual with what appeared to be, that walked right by our undercover car, carrying what appeared to be a bag of marijuana that they weren't carrying before they walked into the store. And that was February of this year, after the search warrant.
And as MSP had investigated and testified, Fly Social is not a medical marijuana dispensary within the city of Harper Woods that has a license, correct?
No, there are only 2 licensed businesses in the city of Harper Woods, Essence and Chronic.
Correct. Precisely. Okay. Have you ever been inside Fly Social since the search warrant was executed?
No.
Previously?
Yes.
What did you see once inside?
I walked into Fly Social one day. I was there on another matter in the area. I saw the 2 armed guards standing outside the door. I walked in, the business was set up the way the pictures indicate that you have in front of you. I watched an individual purchase marijuana right in front of my face. I then confronted the salesman, and he indicated, I'm like, hey, I'm the police, what are you doing here, selling marijuana, are you serious? And then he points at a handwritten sign on the plexiglass, or could have been bulletproof glass, I don't know, that said it was for donations. Which, okay, you can roll with that. Very sad.
We have some additional pictures to show.
Okay.
Did you pass these out to council?
I just hold them up real quick, I'll
Yeah,
figure
you-
it out. I know what they are. Yes,
Can you identify with this individual?
that's Mark Shelton, one of the, I don't know if he's current or previous business owners, but he's been mentioned, he's affiliated with Fly Social.
Okay.
That was from the first burglary back in March of 2024.
Okay, so from burglary in 2024.
Correct.
And the second picture.
Yeah, those are Mr. Shelton's feet and
What is he
legs
standing
standing on or around a bunch of prepackaged marijuana.
Back in 2024. Does Life
Yes.
Social have a license to sell marijuana?
No.
Okay. And we have another picture.
That is, and I believe Detective Hall kind of referenced the workstation. There's an area in the back where you take a large quantity of marijuana flower and you break it down and package it in smaller amounts for sale.
And this looks like the same picture. It almost looks like this is a storage keeper.
Yeah, same
Black.
photo, different angle, and
Yeah.
on one of the photos, you can actually see some scales that are sitting on the countertop. Scales are used to break down and weigh the product.
Fly Social still operating,
It is,
still conducting business.
they are.
I believe that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate all your help. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
And if I may, Counselor?
Certainly.
Just to elaborate on one more point with the weight of the marijuana that was recovered by the state police in November of 2025 was a little over 25 kilos of marijuana. That's significant. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Kindle? That's all I have. A presentation. I think it's more than sufficient. Between the state police and Deputy Chief Stager and the Harper Woods Police Department, I think they've done an amazing job on this, collecting the evidence, preserving the evidence, and presenting the evidence. I don't think it's credible for anybody to suggest that this was not a marijuana distribution center, illegal. They didn't have a license, because we know where the licenses are. To suggest that they sell clothes or video or anything, there's no evidence. And to send their business manager to something so important who has no information, can't tell us anything, it just doesn't ring credible to me. So it's now up to council to determine.
Motion to close the public hearing.
I need a motion to close the hearing.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing is now closed.
Okay, moving on to new business item number 2, action on revocation of business license. Mayor and council, with the hearing having been held and evidence and testimony being heard, we can commence taking action on this matter. Mayor, a motion is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to request that the business license at 19306 Kelly Road, Fly Social LLC, be revoked immediately.
Support.
Support?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. New business item number 3, public hearing, continuation of special assessment district. Mayor and council, as scheduled, we will be holding a public hearing to hear public comment and input on the continuation of a special assessment district. I have attached an information packet for your review outlining the necessity of continuing with special assessment district in order to move forward with levying the 17 mills, 8.5 for police and 8.5 for fire, to defray the cost to continue the maintenance of police and fire protection. For this portion of the agenda, only the standard motions of opening and closing the public hearing will be required. Mayor, a motion is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
make the motion to open the public hearing on the continuation of special assessment district.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The public hearing is now open.
Madam Mayor?
Yes?
It might be valuable for the city manager to at least tell the public what this is about. I think we all know, but, you know.
Okay, cities with a population of 15,500 or more may specially assess for police and fire services under Public Act 228 of 222. That became effective on March 28, 2023. That amends Act 33, Public Acts of Michigan, 1951 as amended. Previously, generally only townships, villages, and cities with a population of less than 15,500 could exercise special assessment powers. Now, any city with a population of 15,500 or more may exercise the powers of the law, provided that the question of raising money by special assessment and the amount of the special assessment to be levied in such cities is first approved by the majority of electors in the special assessment district. The act only compels cities with a population of 15,500 or more to seek voter approval to exercise the special assessment powers. Township, villages, and cities with a population of less than 15,500 may still establish the special assessment district pursuant to certain procedures and public hearings on the governing body's own initiative, or pursuant to a petition process by property owners, or by an election. Municipalities exercising special assessment powers under the Act may levy special assessments for police services, fire services, or both. Police and fire vehicles, apparatus, equipment, and housing may also be funded by special assessment under this Act, although there is a 10 mil limit to these non-operational expenditures. Unlike most special assessment, the Act requires that the special assessment be levied based on taxable value of the property being assessed. Each municipality specially assessing under this Act is required to hold an annual public hearing on the estimated costs and expenses of the police and/or fire services, and that the year's estimated levy. Lands exempt from ad valorem taxes are also exempt from special assessments levied pursuant to the Act. The City of Harper Woods administration is once again asking you for the yearly assessment renewal in 2026 for our police and fire operations. Please remember, this assessment started out at 20 mills combined total. Police were allotted 10 mills and fire services were allotted 10 mills. Last year, we reduced the original combined 20 mill assessment to the 17.5 millage assessment it is today. Police were allotted 8.75 mills and fire services were allotted 8.75 mills. For tax year 2026, the city administration is asking to reduce the PA 228 millage even further, reducing taxes from a high of 20 mills combined with the new proposed rate of 17 mills combined. Police will be allotted 8.5 mills and fire services will be allotted 8.5 mills for tax year 2026. This rate reflects a half mill reduction of property taxes in 2026. I recommend approval of the continued special assessment district.
Are there any comments from, it's just open for the public to speak now if you choose to speak.
John Shenburn, I live on Ross Common. I've been here most of my life. Parents moved here in 1952. I applaud you for lowering it, but with what's going on here in Harper Woods, especially on my street in the last 3 weeks, I would like to see it put back to 20 so that we can at least pay officers more money so we can get more officers. Other cities are wooing them away because they're offering more money. I've had a drive-by, a shooting, a car stole, a house bombed, firebombed, all within the last 2-3 weeks on my street, around me.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in regards to the millage? Council?
Madam Mayor, I like the idea that we are actually lowering it each year because the 17 mil comes from our taxes. So taxpayers would have to pay that, and our taxes are already high. So by lowering it, we're lowering a little bit of the taxes that everybody has to pay. So.
Yeah.
I agree that I'm glad that we're lowering this. I think our taxes are also high, especially for people who've lived in the city less than 10 years or lived in their home less than 10 years, and the new people coming in the city. I think it's a better idea to lower our taxes, which will increase our property values. People want to live here, but if they can't afford the taxes, then they're not going to live here. So if we keep our taxes lower, then when the property values increase, we're still taking in that same amount of money. So I do think it's a good strategy to continuously lower this as much as we can afford to do so. I also think, that a lot of the increase is on the back of the newer residents. And the people who've been in the city a long time are kind of locked in at that rate, and they can't go up more than 5%. But the new people, they become uncapped. I know this because my daughter bought a house here and a year ago, and hers became uncapped. And she's paying more than double the taxes. Okay, so we have to find that middle ground where we're not punishing the new residents. So I am in support of lowering our taxes and having our property values go up and supporting our police that way. We have recently given our police officers huge raises and hired some new police officers. So hopefully that helps, but it looks like new people are sticking around, so that's good.
Madam Mayor,
We have a lot of good people that have been here a while.
I want to echo what Councilmember Costantino said, but I do also applaud, Mr. Shenburn for his feelings about wanting to make certain our police are getting enough money and that we're retaining our officers. I think that's all high on all of our lists. We don't want to lose our officers. We don't want to risk our residents with not getting adequate police presence. I take hope in the fact that we have some new developments going on in Harper Woods that may help to also offset the costs that we might be paying as residents, bringing in more tax money. Because Harper Woods has done a great job getting, the former Eastland property now completely populated, getting a couple of legitimate cannabis businesses, getting the new housing project off the ground. I think that allows us a little bit more, support that doesn't have to directly come only from our residents. So I'm glad that we're reducing the cost to our residents. I'm hoping that it's going to be, enabled through other businesses that are taking part in our city.
Anybody else? Yes?
We've spoken quite a bit about the new residents being hit with more taxes. We make it seem like it's just Harper Woods, but it's not. It happens just everywhere. It's just not just Harper Woods, it's everywhere. So something has to be changed as far as on the, on a higher up level, so everybody new buying a house won't be penalized in that manner. But just want to make sure that it just isn't Harper Woods, even though it makes it seem like it when we're talking about it right now. Another question I had, I know you said police, they get 8.7 and 8.5, something like that. Seems like we have more police than fire, so it seems like that would be how does that balance out quite like that?
We make it work.
Okay. Is there anyone else?
Well, I might want to point out that we, according to this list, there's 64 employees, and 37 of them are police, fire, and dispatch. So the largest amount of our pay burden is going to police, fire, and dispatch. So.
All right.
Motion to close.
Motion. All in favor?
Are we closing the public hearing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Motion to close.
We need to close the public hearing.
Madam Mayor?
Yeah.
I'll offer the motion to close the public hearing.
Support.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now, I'm sorry, John, go to.
New business item number 4, adopt resolution, continuation of a special assessment district. Mayor and council, with the public hearing now having been held, it is recommended that the attached resolution be adopted to continue a special assessment district consisting of all the lands and premises within the municipal boundaries of the city of Harper Woods to defray the cost to continue maintenance and operations of police and fire. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
by resolution to adopt the attached resolution to continue a special assessment district in the city of Harper Woods.
Support.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks.
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 5, employment agreement, deputy city manager. Mayor and council, presented before you is the employment agreement between the city of Harper Woods and Philip Kavanaugh. This agreement is for an initial period of 3 years beginning March 23, 2026. The annual salary is $120,000 per year, and benefits will include a health care plan, pension, annual leave, sick leave, PTO time, holiday and vacation leave. Severance pay shall be equal to 5 months' salary, and if the employee decides to terminate this agreement, a 3-month advance notice must be provided. The deputy city manager shall serve solely at the pleasure of the Harper Woods city manager. Phil will be available for questions, should there be any, and it is my recommendation that this employment agreement be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Make the resolution to approve the at-will employment agreement between the City of Harper Woods and Philip Kavanaugh to serve as the Deputy City Manager for the City of Harper Woods, and further to authorize the mayor and city manager to sign the agreement.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor? I'm in support of the deputy city manager, but having a long agreement like this, that's kind of gotten us in situations in the past. And so I'm wondering if it's wise to have a 3-year agreement, or if we should consider something shorter.
And I do have a response for that. Even the best people that we could possibly get, it is going to take them at least, and you can ask Mr. Kavanaugh this, at least 1 year just to identify what the problems are. Phil comes with a pedigree, Phil comes with an X factor. He's been a state rep. He's worked for the county treasurer's office for 5 years. He's been a county commissioner for how long, Phil? About 15 or so? Or 8, okay? He's an attorney. He understands government. You're not going to get, I have not seen anybody or their resumes that have a resume like him. So you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I'm not disputing any of that. I'm just saying.
It's going to take 3 years, every bit of 3 years, seriously.
Madam Mayor? I was going to say, why don't we have them for 5 years in our contract, but I understand.
Okay,
Madam Mayor?
yes.
What has been the average we've done in the past with city managers? If the contract goes...
It's usually 3 years.
5 years or 2 years or...
Any other further discussion?
Yeah, Madam Mayor? Just a quick question on the severance pay. It's equal to 5 months' salary. Is this severance if we decide to terminate? Is it the same as if he decides to terminate?
If we decide to terminate, then he gets paid. Yeah, he's at-will employee.
Right.
Okay, but if we're the ones that are causing the disengagement there, he's going to get this, 5 months.
And then if he decides that he wants to terminate, he still gets the 5 months?
Well, if he quits, he gets nothing.
He gets nothing if he quits. That's only if we terminate.
Okay.
All right, are there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Toussaint.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle. Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster. Yes. Resolution passes.
Okay,
Okay, new business item number 6, employment agreement, general municipal law services. Mayor and Council, presented before you is an employment agreement between the City of Harper Woods and Sharon Diwali Persicini. Is that how you say it? Okay, Persicini. I am requesting approval to employ Sharon as the city attorney who will handle general municipal law services on behalf of the City of Harper Woods. Furthermore, Ms. Diwali Persicini will no longer handle the legal prosecution matters of 32A District Court. This position will not receive any city benefits such as, but not limited to, city health care programs, retirement programs, pension programs, life insurance, savings plans, or any employment benefits offered by the city other than those required by law. Sharon has done a wonderful job as city attorney, and retaining her institutional knowledge with us in these times of transition is invaluable. It is my recommendation that this agreement be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor, I'll offer the resolution to approve the employment agreement between the City of Harper Woods and Sharon Diwali Persicini, to provide general municipal law services for the City of Harper Woods, and further to authorize the city manager to sign the agreement.
Support.
All right, any discussion?
Madam Mayor? The only concern I have is the 30-day notification. I would sincerely hope that we can count on Sharon being with us for a little while, and allowing, enabling, if we need to replace her, some of that wonderful institutional knowledge to be passed along. I just want to mention that. 30 days is a very short window.
Had to put some sort of time period in there, otherwise John would.
And 3 years didn't hit you, huh? Sorry, thank you.
That's just the time period I kind of put in there, but certainly much forewarning. You could
Good.
investigate other folks.
All right, thank you.
Are there any other discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes?
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster. Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 7, legal services agreement, Perkins Law Firm. Mayor and Council, attached is the legal services agreement between the City of Harper Woods and the Perkins Law Firm. This agreement provides legal services such as ordinance prosecution, appearance and handling of misdemeanor violations and civil infractions, conducting appropriate investigations, and advising the Harper Woods Public Safety Department of any related court matters. The Perkins Law Firm is no stranger to Harper Woods and has helped our city with many complex legal problems ranging from labor relations to civil rights advice. Currently, the Perkins Law Firm handles city attorney business in the city of Inkster. It is my recommendation that this agreement be approved, and I have Representatives Todd, Ken from the Perkins Law Firm should council have any sort of questions. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor? I'll offer the resolution to approve the legal services agreement between the City of Harper Woods and the Perkins Law Firm to provide professional prosecution services for the City of Harper Woods, and further to authorize the city manager to sign the agreement.
Support.
Any discussion? Who supported?
Constantino.
Oh, okay. Any discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes?
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster. Yes. Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 8, proposal for rate increase for engineering service, Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick, Inc. Mayor and Council, our engineering firm, Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick, Inc., AEW, is requesting an increase in rates that matches the Michigan State Tax Commission 2026 inflation rate. The amount of the increase is 2.7, and it would be effective starting July 1st, 2026. Considering the long-term outstanding service provided to our community and their reasonable approach to rate increases, I recommend that we authorize the rate increase as proposed on the attached hourly charge rate sheet. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
by resolution to accept the 2.7% rate increase proposal dated March 23rd, 2025. 26, sorry, from engineering firm Anderson, Erkson, and Westrick Incorporated, effective July 1st, 2026.
Support.
Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor? Can we expect this to increase every year?
I don't think we had an increase. Ryan?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have been providing an increase for council to approve annually for several years. It's been usually a slight increase every year based upon that inflation rate. So there could be years where we don't ask for an increase, but we have, the past several years, there's been a slight increase we've asked for.
All right. Is there any further discussion? To answer your question?
Yes, it is. I'm just curious, because a lot of times we get companies and they give us 2 or 3 years before we.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 9, Water Service Contract Amendment, Great Lakes Water Authority, Gilwa. Mayor and Council, Great Lakes Water Authority, Gilwa, by contract with the City of Harper Woods, provides for delivery and purchase of water for our residents. Every 4 years, the purchase agreement is reviewed and discussion of potential amendments to the agreement takes place. Amendment number 5 to the contract is attached for your review, and as noted in the correspondence from Brian Kern, our city engineer, the maximum flow rates have been decreased for the term of this amendment. This decrease will slightly reduce the overall cost for water usage annually. As Ryan also mentions, the Fraser Square development, once all units are occupied, could potentially increase water usage, and at the same time, we may want to revisit the contract to see if further changes need to be made. It is my recommendation that this amendment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Which way?
All right. A resolution to approve amendment number 5 to the water service contract between the City of Harper Woods and the Great Lakes Water Authority, and further that the city manager be authorized to sign the contract on behalf of the city.
Support.
All right. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of questions. Is the water, now, this has to do with incoming water flow, is that correct? The water that goes to households?
Water purchases, yes. We have to buy it from them so that we can sell it to the residents.
Okay. Does this have any accounting for that area of Detroit, area of Harper Woods where the water is flowing into the Detroit system?
That's sanitary sewer.
Right.
All right, so those households they receive their water in the same way that the rest of
Yes.
the community receives?
Yes.
So it doesn't affect them? All right, very good, thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank?
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 10, progress payment number 3, final, 2025 sanitary sewer rehabilitation by FC IPP lining number 180-364. Mayor and Council, attaches a letter from our city engineers transmitting progress payment number 3, final, on the 2025 sanitary sewer rehabilitation by FC IPP lining project number 180-364. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Make the resolution to approve payment to DVM Utilities, Inc. in the amount of $11,118 for progress payment number 3, final, on the 2025 sanitary sewer rehabilitation by FC IPP lining project number 180-364.
Support. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I know that we approved the sanitary sewer rehabilitation program for 2026. Is that a different company, or is that the same company, just a different contract?
Ryan?
So in 2025, we had 2 separate lining contracts. We had this one with DVM, which we completed 100% with grant funding through the Financially Distressed Cities, Villages, and Townships project. We got a grant for up to $134,000. This project came in well under budget. The other project was our annual lining project that we do roughly $100,000 each year, and that was with in situ form. And then we just approved the 2026 lining project, the typical annual project, and we extended in situ form's contract for that for another just over $100,000.
All right, so this is a separate,
Yes.
okay. Thank you.
Are there any further questions that Ryan can answer while he's there? You might want to stay there for the explanation. All right. Okay, roll call vote, Mrs. Franks.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 11, Detroit Water and Sewage, Blue Hill Pump Station. Mayor and council, attached is an invoice that represents the City of Harper Woods' share of the Blue Hill Pumping Station expense for fiscal year 2023. As most of you may remember, this payment represents a future annual payment settlement amount agreed to both by the City of Harper Woods and the City of Detroit. The City of Harper Woods found out through our studies that the majority of Harper Woods discharges its sanitary sewage to Northeast Sewage Disposal System. However, a small portion is discharged directly to Detroit Water and Sewer Disposal System, approximately 735 lines. Our city engineers have monitored the flow and replaced the 7 aging meters. The City of Harper Woods and the City of Detroit negotiated a settlement agreement of $17,548.69 for the first year of the settlement and $22,995.86 for all years going forward. I have attached a page from the settlement agreement and copies of the invoice. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Make the resolution to approve payment to the City of Detroit in the amount of $17,548.69 for the City of Harper Woods' share of the Blue Hill Pumping Station expense as the agreed-upon settlement for fiscal year 2023, and $22,995.86 for future annual payments.
Support.
Any discussion? This is what you were
Yes.
talking about.
Yes, it is, and
Okay.
I do have another question.
All righty then, let's,
I noticed that we have bills that are in agreement with us, you know, the $22,995.86. We have a bill for 2024 for that amount. I presume that we'll have a statement for 2025, and I'm just curious as to when this bill would normally be paid for 2026.
Okay, we don't pay any bills we don't receive an invoice for, so that's the City of Detroit's responsibility. When they send us an invoice in the detail, we check it out, and if proper, we pay. Sharon knows we settled this contract. I want to say that this went, how many years were they asking for retro?
yes.
I think it went back 15.
Yeah, and we are able to move everything going forward, so this, and we can't dispute that we don't use the line. I think the City of Detroit initially said that 750 lines we were dumping into their sanitary sewer. Upon reviewing every one of the lines, it turned out to be 735. So there's little reduction there.
So if they don't send us a bill, we're not paying them?
Well, we won't pay until we're sent a bill, just like Wayne County. The matter that Ivory brings up all the time when we pay the quarterly invoices there, we paid 2 in a row, and I want to say they were for about $358,000. If they don't send us a bill, we're not going to engage in the process to pay.
Right.
That's their responsibility.
Right, but we're also not going to get fined for not paying.
No.
Because I mean, the state is doing, oh, okay.
That's a whole different story.
Right.
Yeah.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
Well, I have a little concern because sometimes it makes it seem like sometimes the city of Detroit may be a little late or overlook it, and the next thing is 3 years gone by, and then they want to come back to us, for retro payment. Is there any way we can avoid that sort of catastrophe like you've done in this past?
Well, we're using the service, we're dumping into the lines, that can't be disputed. We replaced 7 flow meters there just to make sure that the flow was accurate. Our engineers reviewed it, their engineers reviewed it. We went into settlement overtures with the legal department from the city of Detroit. We came up with this contract and negotiated settlements. Sharon did an excellent job on this, by the way.
I'm not commenting, I'm not
Yeah,
concerned about
and
that. I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
if the bill doesn't come in 2 years, they're going to say, oh, they didn't give us one, and then all of a sudden they give us one 3 years later, and then we're going to have to go in retro. Is there any way we can avoid,
Well, we'll see how it goes going forward. Hopefully, it's going to get somebody's attention when we send the checks. We actually asked for that. Who is the person that we send these checks to? Because we know the city is huge and they get millions of payments during the year. Yeah, so we do have a name, and that's who we're going to be forwarding the payments to.
Are there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank?
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 12, Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, Eagle. Mayor and Council, the city has received a heavy-handed monitoring violation in conjunction with trying to collect water samples from residents. Despite the city's best efforts and incentives, time after time, samples were not returned to the city or its designated office for further processing. What further irritates this matter is the fact that the violation notice was sent to the home address of the DPW superintendent and not the DPW office or city office. There is no good reason for that occurrence, but I suspect it may have something to do with the short window for filing an appeal on our behalf. We received the notice on the last day of the appeal process. As I stated to you prior, we have already processed the payment and mailed the fine to meet the required deadlines. Otherwise, it would have been double.
Right.
It was date sensitive, and we would not have been compliant if we scheduled this payment to be processed after the council approval tonight. I plan to notify our lobbyists, our state representatives, and others regarding how this matter was handled by those in charge at the state level, and that'll be something that our new deputy city manager will be very involved in. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor.
Don't know everybody speak at once.
Madam Mayor, a resolution to approve the payment to Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy in the amount of $10,000 for the fine imposed for failure to collect compliance water samples.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Mm-hmm.
I know that this has to take place, yearly? And are we now in a position where we have people that will responsibly respond to the request for water samples?
Yeah, I want to say this, that the testing requirement is mandatory for our city. However, it's voluntary for the residents, and there's no recourse we can take as a city to ensure we meet compliance. Heather will elaborate on this a little bit more, but we have tried incentives. We've offered speakers, filters, and now it's $100, okay, for samples, and it's still hard for samples to come in. And Heather, take it over from here.
So right now we're on what's considered a standard monitoring protocol, which is 60 samples, 60 sample locations twice a year. Once we achieve compliance with 60 samples twice a year that fall within the parameters of the Safe Water Drinking Act, then we can apply for a reduced monitoring schedule, which would be 30 samples one time a year. I'm happy to say that we have completed one monitoring schedule, which was the second half of 2025, all 60 samples, all compliant. We have until June of this year for the second 60 sample compliance, and as of last Monday, we turned in all 60 samples. So we're ahead of the game as far as the second phase of this dual cycle. Once we receive those samples, we can apply for a reduced monitoring schedule as long as all of these 60 samples that were turned in are compliant. So as far as when sampling occurs, it's all based on what your results were and how consistent they are. So
Does that, the 30 samples that you had to gather?
we had to do 60 this time
60.
still.
Are those separate from the original number that you needed to get? In other words, are they 60 new homes?
No,
Or-
they can
okay.
be 60, they actually ask that we monitor the same homes. That way they have a more accurate historical timeline and results for each of the same homes. They don't have to be the same 60 homes, they just have to be 60.
Okay.
But there has to be certain plumbing requirements in those 60 homes for that home to qualify as a testing site.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to point out that I'm one of those homes. I've sat at this table, I've held up the red card and said, anyone, please contact DPW. It's been posted on our city website, it's been posted on multiple Facebook pages, it's been posted in the Insider, begging for people to voluntarily do this simple, all you do is turn off your water for 6 hours, fill up 2 containers. DPW drops off the containers, they pick up the containers. I've been doing this probably 6 years, and we've gone out and tagged and
Jerry
walked
and
up
I
and down
together have
streets
taken
and put
Saturdays to tag homes.
tag homes to offer them, and that's how we got the 60 people to do this. So there is no blame on our DPW. They do a great job, and we're not gonna go there except for they're doing a great job, and it's our residents that have to keep doing these samples.
have to
And now,
turn 'em in.
thankfully, it's only 30 people. So
Fingers crossed, we're not there yet, but we're real close.
Yes.
Are we still offering those incentives?
Yep.
Or do we offer an incentive every time they do it, or just the first time?
Every time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I am disappointed that we have to pay this, because I know how hard you hustled, and you had me and my tenants and everybody else all in on this.
Well, we were notified prior, we did appeal it, they denied it, then they didn't offer us quite the time frame the second time to appeal it. As the city manager stated, the letter came to my home, not to my business or not to City Hall here, and it came while I was on vacation, and the time frame had basically lapsed by the time we got the notification.
Yeah, that's not right.
No. So I've been working with them to try and figure out what happened and why it came to my home address instead of the city.
Well, you did get
Yeah,
the
that's
penalty
not cool.
erased.
I'm sorry?
You did get the penalty erased.
On the other bill?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Any further discussion? Yes.
Can you give us tags so we can walk up and down on our streets?
Sure. If you want to help next time, absolutely.
I can do it like during the day.
Okay.
It has to
I
be
appreciate that.
certain houses.
Right, I'll give her pre-addressed ones. Thank you.
Any
I don't
further?
know if yours qualifies.
And it's a problem.
Yeah. So
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank, is this a resolution, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, new business item number 13, resolution support of protecting local decision-making and community-led housing solutions. Mayor and Council, Michigan House Bills 5529, 5531, and 5532 propose amendments to the state's zoning and land use regulatory framework. Collectively, the bills would introduce new requirements related to residential density, site plan review procedures, and public participation in zoning decisions. The legislation is intended, in part, to address housing supply and affordability by modifying certain local zoning regulations and approval processes. These bills represent significant proposed changes to the state's approach to land use regulation. While the bills aim to expand housing opportunities and streamline development review, they also raise considerations regarding local control, infrastructure capacity, public participation, and alignment with existing planning efforts. I have attached a resolution for your review to oppose these bills and to protect the authority of local governments to govern land use within our own jurisdiction, and our Deputy City Manager will articulate the distinctions between House Bills 5529, 5531, 5532. Phil, would you care to come up to the mic?
Good evening, Council, and thank you. And John, you said only if asked. These bills collectively are somebody's brilliant idea to the housing crisis. And I can go through, it is actually far more bills than just 4. It's like a set of 6. But the onus behind them all is to put constraints on local governments as far as how many houses they can prescribe and how the public can object to that. For example, if this did pass, if passed, this could result in the parcel that is currently designated at a density of 2 units per square acre to be divided up into 14 separate parcels. If you are going to tie it into a public sewer system, it can't be more than 1,400 or 1,500 square feet, the lot. So that is House Bill 5529. 5530 amends the Zoning Act. 5531 just blows things through, takes away restrictions or imposes restrictions on planning commissions so that they can, there's certain things that they cannot disapprove. I will tell you a little bit about the history. Many communities have passed this type of resolution. Sterling Heights, Farmington, Plymouth, Livonia, Port Huron. But my own personal is I think the bills are losing steam. It would not hurt to pass this, but they were referred to a committee, regulatory reform. They had one hearing and one of the chairpersons or one of the sponsors of the bill dropped off. So then they went straight to the floor. They had one vote. It takes 3. Instead of doing the second reading, they moved it to another committee. So now it's before Government Operations. This has all happened in the last month, but that sort of tells me that it doesn't have the momentum to carry it through. I'm not in the business of predicting the legislature, but it would be helpful if this council is opposed to state regulation of your powers. It would be helpful to pass this, and I am open for questions.
Does this mean that with these regulations too, that somebody could actually come and just, the state could authorize somebody to just kind of build like an amusement park next to your house, or is it not quite that severe?
No. This is in response to within a city, within a sewer system, to limit the size in single-family homes. They figure if you're going to live way out in the country and, be on your own sewage system, do what you want. But this is strictly imposing on cities.
Madam Mayor? If I understand this correctly, like the bigger lots in our city, like Eastwood and those, would be most likely the affected lots? They could be divided up, or?
This is only going forward, has nothing to do with existing stock. But Eastwood would be commercial. This affects residential.
Well, part of it is, most of it is residential.
Oh, I'm thinking East Land.
No,
Excuse me.
Eastwood is the street right over here.
Okay, yes.
But it's got the farm lots, the bigger lots, and that's where all the deer live and everything.
Okay. So, right now, are we in discussion?
No, that's right, that's true.
I mean, okay, so, Mr. Kavanaugh, you're through? And so now we're opening it up for discussions because
Somebody has to offer a resolution.
Made a motion.
it's a resolution, so it's a motion.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to adopt the attached resolution, providing our opposition to House Bills 5529, 5531, and 5532. I don't know if we should add the other numbers that Mr. Kavanaugh indicated or not. And support local government's authority to govern land use, and further to direct the city clerk to send copies of the resolution to the governor, members of the Michigan legislature representing the city, and such other parties as deemed appropriate.
Support.
All right. Now, any further discussions?
If I may, real quickly, they're calling the bill package, Housing Readiness Package. And there's a set of bills, so as they fall off or add to, you could make your motion Housing Readiness Package.
Madam Mayor,
Yeah.
I'll reflect that idea, housing readiness package.
Okay. All right, is there any further discussion? Yes?
I just don't like the idea of somebody hours away trying to regulate what's happening here in our city. We have enough to deal with. We don't need all their chaos.
Well, we had a prime example from Northville during the time that we did the press release for this, and it said that they okayed property in a zone that is flood zone.
Right.
And now the people are being flooded, and this was done without the municipality's okay.
Right.
So, so those are the kind of things that we're trying to avoid, that you would not have somebody in Lansing that doesn't even know your municipality deciding where and what can go in your community. This is why we want to make sure we keep local control over what we do in our community.
They were trying to.
Well, I mean, three of us sat, along with a member of the Planning Commission, members from AEW, and multiple other people, for hours and hours and hours doing our zoning last year, and it would
Right.
just throw all of that out and let the state of Michigan say, no, you're going to zone it this way, not the way the local control has already decided.
Yeah.
And also, Madam Mayor, one more. And also, SEMCOG as well as MML suggest that we, is all in favor of opposing this. So, if you got that kind of support, then it's something that we really have to do. That's why I submitted this resolution to the City Council for approval, and I'm glad to see we got it on the agenda for approval.
Yes, Mr. Ivory, you did submit this resolution. I want to make sure we know this. All right, is it a motion? So, all in favor?
No, it was a
It's roll call?
resolution.
It's a resolution.
Yep, so
Okay,
roll call.
so I need a roll call.
Yep, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaPrat.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kendall.
Yes.
And Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
All righty then.
New business item number 14th. Schedule public hearing zoning ordinance text amendment. Mayor and council, at the recent Planning Commission meeting, the commission considered a request from a marijuana retail business owner to amend section 6.15 of the city's zoning ordinance as it pertains to hours of operation. The proposed amendment would allow marijuana retail businesses to operate from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Wednesday, and 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. Thursday through Sunday. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this request. Because this change would require a text amendment to the zoning ordinance and apply to all marijuana establishments citywide, we recommend holding a public hearing to gather input. If you are in agreement, the public hearing can be scheduled for your May 18, 2026 meeting in accordance with the city charter requirements. Mayor, a motion is recommended.
Madam Mayor. I'll offer the motion to schedule a public hearing for May 18th, 2026 at 7 p.m. to hear public comment and input on the proposed text amendment to the city zoning ordinance extending the hours of operation for marijuana retail establishments.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor? I neglected to look up what the current hours are. So what are the current hours?
10 p.m.
10 o'clock at night.
Okay,
Yes.
from
9 a.m.
9 to 10.
9 a.m. to 10 p.m. all 7 days?
Right.
All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
is it possible that we can contact the residents behind these businesses? Because remember when this all started, how many people were up in arms about it, about their backyards being lit up? So if it's going to be open until 12 o'clock at night, don't we think we should actually try to get a hold of these residents behind them?
This is the public notification.
This is the notification. It'll be on the website, just
Right.
like all the other agendas.
Right, so it'll be
Public.
public knowledge. You can come and make your statements and stuff, but I believe that they have addressed those issues with the neighbors that they have. So if they have any complaints, they need to come to the public hearing. All right,
Madam Mayor,
it's a motion?
I had another.
Yes, Ivory.
And I also want to comment too, is, you know, they were so up in arms about the marijuana distributors. And they were saying that, you know, they were worried about the crowds that were going to be there and this, but, you know, the buildings that they put up now have been some of the most attractive buildings we actually have in the city. And there's no crowds around them, and it's no, just dysfunctional people hoovering around the places anymore. So, you know, all of those misconceptions they had, it was just, you know, totally not there.
All righty. Is there anyone else? Okay, motion or resolution?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And that concludes the city manager's reports.
Well, thank you very much. You've taken all my evening up.
Well, yeah.
All right, call the audience, line up, guys, 3 minutes, each person. State your name and street, or whatever.
Good evening, council. My name is Christy Schemburn. I live at 19159 Ross Common, Harper Woods. Longtime resident. I used to live on the other side of the street. Fun fact, I graduated here. I used to, at one point, be able to walk around the corner with not a problem, not a care in the world, safe, calm. I can't even walk around the street with my son now without being blamed for doing something suspicious, and all we're doing is playing Pokemon Go on our phones. Here lately, we've had a slew of happenings on our street leading up to gun violence, gunshots. Our old house was shot up 6 times, 6 shots through the window, my dad's old bedroom window, mind you. And my son was just about to fall asleep at 9:30 at night, and I'm here to advocate for him because he was at a meeting, and he wants to see more police presence because right now, honestly, at his age, he's 13, he does not feel safe going outside, and I'm about to cry, but he does not feel safe anymore going outside and playing in the front yard. He literally ducks when he hears a loud boom from anywhere. He runs in the house and hides. My child should not have to do that, not at this age. I'm sorry, but maybe more police presence down by our area, like every 2 hours, just nonchalantly drive by, so that he sees that they're there. They're there to protect him. You know what I mean? It's sad when a 13-year-old, and like I said, we walked around the corner. We couldn't even, it was sad. We had a resident come out, can I help you? No, we're just out for a walk. Can I not go around the corner and walk around my corner on a nice day without being asked, am I being suspicious? We're playing Pokemon Go on our phones. It was community day. I don't know if you guys know what Pokemon Go is, but my son is a big Pokemon fan, but still. If he was here, he would have actually told you that he is afraid and he wants to move. In fact, what happened on New Year's Eve, a couple doors down, unloaded 6 clips. He hid in the hallway. We're not going to be here New Year's Eve. We've actually got a room up in Frankenmuth. It was his idea. He does not want to be here because of the gunshots. He cowers, and he shouldn't have to do that. So I just want to make you aware of what's going on. There's just too much going on at our end. I don't know about this end, but at our end, it's just, it's high, and it's sad. I just need...
I live at your end too.
Yeah, it's just needs more
Yeah, I understand.
obvious presence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ann Kafkas. I live at 21175 Norwood Drive. It's our family home. We've been here since 1953. On March 31st, the new mayor of Detroit, Mary Sheffield, announced in her State of the City address that the city sidewalks would be replaced. And I'm wondering if Harper Woods would consider doing that as well. She has it in her budget to replace all the sidewalks that need to be replaced.
We're doing that now. We've been doing that now. We got an extensive
that
program
was a
coming up
program we've already
this summer,
started.
yeah.
Well, we haven't been included, and we've got a pretty bad situation in front of our house.
Okay, could you see the DPW director, Heather,
Yes.
after the meeting?
All right. Okay, thank you.
Hi, first thing, well, you know who I am. First thing I wanted to ask is, when I went on the site for the city council meeting, it said city council meeting. So I had to scroll all over the place and I saw agenda and I had to hit on agenda. So that should all be in one thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I'm still not seeing anything about what's happening with our garbage contract, because that's coming up and we don't need another one like the last one. The next thing, you're saying that this dome is going through, but did our public commission approve it? Because I haven't seen anything in writing with them saying they approved what you're doing. Now, the next thing is the pump station across the street from me. When Bill was the city manager in charge, he gave me the key to all the locks. Well, recently, the one that's on the sidewalk, the lock latch broke. They cut the lock and put a new one on. I called Heather to see if she wanted to give me a key. She told me to ask you because you had to approve it. Because what happens is, it just happened last week, DTE Energy came out, they did not have a key. And Bill showed me the keys that he has to go through to look for a lock, and it's like 100 keys. I'm right across the street. I'm there 8 times out of 10. So if you want to give me the key to that, all it is on a latch in my house. They're there, boom, I go give them the key and they open the locks. The next thing I wanted to ask is, do we still have a mutual agreement with all the municipalities around here with the fire trucks? Because I know I think it was about 25 or 28 years ago, they made an agreement between the hours of 1:30 and 4:45 in the morning. When they come off the freeway and they turn left going to St. John's, they don't turn the sirens on. Now they got the new sirens that sound like horns from a tractor. So I'm just wondering if we still have an agreement with all the municipalities about that. That's my last thing.
Hello, I'm McKenna Champney. I live on Woodmont and lifetime resident, of course. I'm just here on the behalf of the Harper Woods Library. So I just want to let everyone know that it's actually National Library Week, which is very exciting for us. And I wanted to specifically mention that we are also with the Friends of the Library. We're having a book sale this Friday and Saturday, which is April 24th and 25th from 1 to 4. You can fill an entire large bag for $5 full of as many books as you can fit. So please come out and support that as we're trying to do lots of fundraising this year. Also want to invite everyone to our speaker series that is coming up, and it's about the Coach of Champions, and it's on a book of the athletic director who was used to work at Wayne State University, and he was a real amazing pioneer of coaching track and specifically worked in advocating in inclusion, specifically with track and the athletic department within universities at a time of intense segregation. So just come out and support that as well. And with National Library Week, I just wanted to give some statistics about the library to see, just to show you how well we actually are performing. So as of this past month, year to date, we've given 120 new library cards. We have gotten 3,329 checkouts, so that's physical checkouts at the library. And digitally, through our Libby app and Hoopla circulation, we have given out 1,208 digital medias, and we've had 222 users on that site as well. So we're doing really amazing, and I appreciate everyone coming out to the Irish dancing. I heard it was really amazing, so I just want to say appreciate that. And then as a resident, I also want to say thank you for decreasing the millage. I'm also a recent homeowner in Harper Woods, and my taxes are absolutely insane. I looked, and the millage, the only other city that has a higher millage rate than us is River Rouge, which is insane. And my taxes after the first year that I lived there went up $600 a month in my mortgage. So it was a lot, but I want to continue being a Harper Woods resident because I love it here and I love what you do. So I just want to say thank you, and then congrats to Mr. Kavanaugh as well. Definitely well deserved.
All right, thank you much.
Thank you.
Positive.
Good evening again. I want to reinforce what my daughter has been said. The mayor says get to know your neighbors. You know what? We have so much turnover down by us in Reynolds. They drive by 2 times at that house. The week before, the guy shot at his girlfriend. The next one, another girl came up and shot 6 rounds into the house, my old house, across the street. All over the guy's other girlfriend, who had a baby, claimed them both, got the money, and gave it to the one across the street instead of the other one. So the other one is peeved. All this on camera, but it's ridiculous. The other thing is, I think the city needs to print up a bunch of, like, vote for me signs and put them along the side where you can't park down at our end constantly, even though it's on the sign and you can read. I don't think anybody knows how to read. It says no parking on this side. Every day I'm turning one into the police. We need to get some signs, put them out there for a little while. Maybe people will get the idea. But it's gotten to the point where my grandson's getting to have PTSD. Drive by next door, and a young man committed suicide. Across the street, firebombing in a house down the street near Kelly. Another one with a drive-by and a fire the other night. 3 weeks. This is all within 3 weeks. We need more patrolling. I know it's crazy here, but we need the cop cars going up and down the streets so it's a present. At least they see them. Oh, my grandson's doing flowers for Boy Scouts. Oh, the other thing, if anybody has some extra change and they would like donated to our church, First English Lutheran Church, down on Vernier across from Grosse Pointe North. We're doing 100 houses this year, and we're $3,300 short of $30,000, which is what we need to do it.
Hello, I'm Eileen Ross. I live on Lennon, across from the old Papard. I have a few things, so I'm going to talk fast. First of all, there's a high fence on the old Papard property that's next to us. It's been coming out of the ground since Papard was there. We had talked to the principal. I've talked to Tim with the property management company. Several times he has told me that a property manager would come out on site and discuss it with me because it's leaning and it's going to come out. The base is out of the ground. I'm hoping somebody here will have some luck with him because I'm not. The last time I emailed him, I said, since you'll have somebody coming out to look at that fence, maybe it would be at the same time that you put up a fence, since you now have a small playground and a retention pond. And he said, oh, we're not putting a fence up there. Are you aware of that? That they have a retention pond next to a playground? So they have water next to a playground, and they said they are not putting a fence up? This is a lawsuit for the city waiting to happen. It's extremely dangerous. I raised 5 boys. Those boys are going to go into that water on purpose, some of them. They also told me that that playground, since it's not just for that community, it's for the whole city to use, that the city is responsible for that property care. And I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. So I don't know if the fencing issue becomes a city problem or their problem, but somebody needs to figure this out before there's an accident. Also, our street lights have been out for more than a year. I'm not sure if that has to do with the work they're doing. It's completely unsafe, all of them. I've been reported at least 6 times. The first 2 times they put them back on. Now they're just completely out on Van Antwerp and on Lennon, on Dupre. I'm surprised they want them out with all that valuable equipment that they have there. The roads, I'm hoping that after this project is done, that you have plans for fixing Van Antwerp, Lennon, and Dupre, because they're horrible now, and of course they're just getting worse because there are many, many trucks, obviously, every day in and out of there. So that's, can't help that it's just getting worse. It's late in the season, but I just wanted to bring up about snow removal. We walk 5 miles a day with our dog. I never saw anybody get tagged this year or last year, the same people that never, ever, ever shoveled their snow. And I'm wondering, is that not something we do? I know people get tagged for grass, but I used to be a mail carrier too, so it's something that really irritates me when we had a lot of snow this year, so hoping that'll be looked into. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, call to council.
Great, love being first. Hi, good evening. I'm glad everyone attended. I was reading an article the other day. It was reported by Detroit WXYZ. It was an article about the city of Grosse Pointe homeowners. They can expect a letter in their mailbox for code enforcement. For the exterior house inspections, they stand on the sidewalk and inspect the house. The Grosse Pointe city manager, Joe Valentine, stated the program has been in place since 1974, and the city expects 1/3 of all properties every year. I think it's time that Harperwood starts enforcing our codes. Start going to, I don't know what I'm thinking. I know that Harperwoods has some similar written ordinances that are not presently being enforced. We can't keep turning a blind eye to ever-increasing problems. It would help community morale, and maybe the residents will stop saying statements like, the city doesn't care anymore. A few examples on my street. Someone bought a bus in August, and it's been sitting in his driveway all winter long with a flat tire. You know it's not moving. And why is it there? I thought we had an ordinance for it. And RV trailers and driveways, that's been there for 5+ years. And mulch that's been sitting on this guy's driveway for at least 2 years. So I think we should start getting our ordinances taken care of and making these people follow our ordinances. I know when I first moved into the city, I had to put up a privacy fence because I had an extension ladder that someone could see. That's the kind of enforcement I want to see again. Have a nice week, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad all of you came out. It's important to hear from the residents and what's going on your block and what's happening around you. Two things. Memorial Day is coming up. So, I hope everyone does something for Memorial Day, or, just remember, it's a great day. So, I know we do a Memorial Day program at the Veterans at Johnston's Park. And the other thing is about the trash. I was thinking of the same thing about the trash. Because I know the contract is coming up. So I'm hoping we won't wait till the very last minute to discuss the contract. Because there are certain things that the residents do want changed in this new contract. So, again, I just hope we don't wait till the last minute to start talking about it. And that's it.
Okay.
I want to invite everyone out on Saturday for our annual Earth Day cleanup. So it's a great time. I think most of us should be there. So if you want to talk to us in person, come and grab a pair of gloves, a rake, and we're going to be cleaning up City Hall, the library. And this year we're going to do Beacons Field. So we're going to do it rain or shine. So come on out. It's supposed to not rain and be in the low 60s. So come on out at 10 a.m. and meet us all and help clean up your city. So that's it. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. this Saturday, 10 to 12. Meet right here by City Hall.
All right, I have a couple of items. First of all, I know several years ago, and this is going back a few years, our firefighters went around painting hydrants. I noticed several hydrants on my street, including the one in front of my house that's in need. I don't know that we have enough, people to send them out painting, but maybe our scouts could do a project painting hydrants, or maybe residents that are interested could find out what they need to do in order to repaint the fire hydrants in front of their house. It's not a difficult process. You just have to get the right paint, and I want to make certain that if we can do that, I would love to be able to paint my fire hydrant. And so if we could get something out to neighbors or residents, or perhaps contact our scouts about a scout project, that might really be a nice way of tackling that issue. Maybe even the Beautification Commission would be interested. Just throwing that out there. Secondly, there has been no action yet on the Pocket Park, and so I'm curious about where we are in that process, when the work might be completed.
Ryan was just here.
Yeah, it's going to get wrapped up probably within the next couple of weeks.
Oh, he's gone. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's on schedule. Everything is starting to get engaged now because the weather's a little bit warmer, so it's right on track.
All right. Third item is that I know what the Shenburns had brought up all points to a very national problem, and that has to do with domestic violence. I know we are all aware of the horrific shooting that took place yesterday. a domestic violence issue, and that happens to be in almost every community in the country. That happens to be the number one thing that police are called out on. It's a dangerous situation. But I know that there is specialized training that our police department probably already does. I'm not going to ask the police department to elaborate on any kind of training that they might do, but I know that there's specialized training for police departments and intervention programs for communities. And I think that given, what we're hearing here at the meeting tonight, that we need to look into whether our community could do anything more to reduce domestic violence. And because that is such a national problem. And I know that that is, in almost every police department, the number one thing that gets, calls to the department.
And the most dangerous.
And the most dangerous. They are frightening situations even for the police to get involved in because it's so, inflamed. And so I did want to kind of bring that also up tonight. And I also wanted to also agree with what Councilmember Foster had mentioned about home property inspections. We've been talking about it for a while here. It came up a little while back that perhaps like we do with the sidewalks or the streets, where we have the city divided into sections and then tackle one section of the, city at a time and really, target the inspections in that area. And I know that, in some cases, older residents might not have the means or the ability to necessarily take care of their own property. That could be a, individual, person by person. But I think it would be valuable for the city to put out a notice saying, similar to what Grosse Pointe is doing, put out a notice, we are going to be targeting, and just so people have a heads up, this is what we're looking for. A lot of times, I think a lot of times people just get either lazy or they can't afford things, especially in this economy, but we're going to be looking at, do you have downspouts that are, falling off of your garages and houses? Do you have, this, that, the other thing that is in need of repair? And I think that would be a valuable, not only service to our residents, but also improvement for our community. Thank you.
To piggyback on what you're saying, Councilwoman Zwicky, a lot of times in the old days, neighbors used to talk to each other more. And so we would kind of bring those little things to each other's attention. But now most people, are afraid to talk to some of their neighbors because they're afraid if they say things to them, they're going to be, kind of mean back to them. But I agree, we need to get some way of getting that better together. Two other things is, all of us, just about all of us as City Council, the Harper Woods High School just opened up a new fitness center, brick and mortar. It's a very good facility. They didn't have the upstairs open. We're dying to kind of see that, but it was all kind of glitz and glamour, wearing black tie and tennis shoes. So that was a lot of fun, and they gave a wonderful performance or presentation on that with hors d'oeuvres and things like that. So if you get a chance, right as soon as you go up into the high school, right to the left side, it's a nice brick and mortar building there, which I would encourage you to go and look at. The next thing too, I've been working with the library. In fact, we had a Zoom call with the library and the Historical Society about the Wayne County Historic Project. And they're going to have a presentation on June 6th for the Harper Woods and Grosse Pointe featuring them. And the library is getting ready to put together a couple of artifacts to have there, and also they're going to have a big poster sign up. It's not a lot of space, but it's going to be there. But what they've encouraged us to do is if you're residents or anyone, and the library is going to write up some things too, but the residents, and I thought of you two mostly, since you two have such a history with Harper Woods, and you brought up some of the things that you remember about the drive-in theater and a couple of things that you may want to, send in a story or something about, Harper Woods. That's been a very positive thing that you've thought about in the past. I was trying to find you at the food service thing on Thursday, but you were gone before I got there. Schomburg, because I thought that would be a good idea for you to give some positive things that have happened to you in the past.
Is that online?
Yes, I posted on several of my Facebook pages and hope that you will see it. If not, the library can give you some information, or just contact me and I'll make sure I'll send it to you. And also, the third thing is what I was a little upset today, I noticed all of you kind of giving your comments today, and I would just hope that, I was hoping that the police chief could be in here to hear that. I don't think it's kind of right for a certain, and it just seemed like somebody just captured him and took him out there during this time to talk to him, when I was hoping he would be in here to hear everybody's presentation. If you really want to talk to the police chief on your own, I'm sure he will schedule some time for you, but I was hoping that we could make arrangements that he would be in here doing this call to comments whenever he can, so he can hear it and get keep a feel about it, and not be captured out on the hallway by certain residents, and during that time period. Thank you. Talk to me afterwards.
Sure. All right, few things. Number one, the event at the new school gym was really cool.
Field house.
Field house, thank you. And they told me they have it, you can get a membership for only $20 a month to use the gym there and have access to the different things. They have it open to the public from 5 to 8 p.m. So that's something to think about. I agree with Ms. Foster and Ms. Williams, or whoever it was that says Ms. Williams, who said we got to start discussing the trash now. People do want to change. I'm hearing a lot of people saying they want the big containers, and we need to meet the needs of our public, and this is something that we can't do at the last minute, one meeting before the new contract. This is something we have to talk about in advance. It might be, I know it's not the beginning of the year, but it might be a good idea for us to go back to having goal-setting sessions.
Yes.
Even if it's not the beginning of the year, we could still do it, because things are changing, and we need to be able to adapt to the way things are, and a lot of the new and different people that we have in the city. We have to be able to serve them a high-quality lifestyle. Another thing that was talked about was the fire hydrants. This is America 250. Wouldn't it be fun if we painted our fire hydrants red, white, and blue? What else are we doing for the America 250? I hope we have something good planned. So it should be special. It's a special year. I volunteer to help out. Anyway, as far as ECO goes, that is really terrible that they sent it to your house. I don't know. Maybe we could have a counter lawsuit for $10,000 and make them pay us back the $10,000 plus legal fees for not sending it to the city hall. Anyway, I'm irritated by that. Yeah, I know you are, and you deserve to be irritated about it. So that was not cool. Another thing I promised to bring up, I talked to our judge, and I started out complaining and whining because I was so frustrated with how long it was taking any cases to get through our courts, particularly like the landlord-tenant cases. And some of you know the struggles I've been dealing with the last many months, almost a year now, dealing with some serious struggles. And how slowly things are progressing through the court. So what the judge told me was we need, she mentioned to me that she doesn't have enough money to pay her employees what other cities are paying. So all her employees are leaving. They're going to East Point and other places that pay them more money. And then she's trying to hire new employees, and she's not getting the quality that she needs of the new employees. So consequently, so much paperwork is falling through the gaps. So much. Like, I cannot even describe how bad this situation's been. So I don't know how this works, But she says the state takes some of the money, the county takes some of the money that they bring in, and she doesn't feel like she's left with a sufficient amount to hire the employees she needs. So apparently we have new people in there and they don't know how to do the paperwork. My attorney literally walked the employee through how to do the paperwork so that we could get this paperwork finally filed. And then they set a court date, but the tenants still haven't been served. So when are they going to be served? The day after the court date? I don't know. So we need to get ahead of this. I think I need it explained to me a little bit better how to go about this, but this is something, I'm sure I'm not the only person affected since I hear a lot of other people complaining about it too. But I've also had some of our police officers complain. And so I don't want to go into details about that, but this is actually affecting all of us. If there's, crimes that are not being prosecuted because the paperwork's not going through or different things happening, this is a situation that needs to get cleared up. So I'll leave it at that.
All righty. Thank you, everybody, for participating and sitting through this long city council meeting, but it is our opportunity to voice your concerns and to have your concerns addressed. We may not necessarily answer it right here, but we take notes and then we get back with you, and especially when our children are afraid, this is why we are here to protect them at all costs. So, the Taburns left, but I want everybody to say happy anniversary to the Taburns and happy birthday to Reggie. So, happy birthday, guys. Happy anniversary.
Yes.
I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Go ahead.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.